Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So coming to you today, and I wanted to bring you some results testing Shooter's World powders, so match rifle, long rifle, and 4350 in the Savage 110 Trail Hunter chambered in 30-06 Springfield. So I was looking around on their load data. I've got these three powders. I've got a ton of the match rifle stuff. But just I believe a pound of long rifle and 4350. But looking around, and they have some 30-06 load data with, let's see, you can see right there on the bottle, they've got it printed 150 and 168 grain stuff there right on the label. For long rifle, they've got the 168. It says Nosler ballistic tip. They don't make a 168 grain ballistic tip, I don't think. They might. Yeah, so got some load data there. They show max charge 52 grains. What was that, 2820? Yeah, 2820 on the velocity for long rifle, and then for 4350. Yep, there it is up there near the top, 168 grain, Hornady. That's a match bullet, hollow point boat tail, 57 grains, and it's 2881. I know it's hard to read on there. Match rifle, I don't think I actually showed. With the 168 grain, again, match bullet, 47 grains is the max charge, 2730. So what I wanted to do was test out this powder with a 165 grain bullet, and I went with the Remington Core-Lokt bullet. Got a couple of bags of these, and I've never really spent a lot of time loading them. It's a great bullet. A lot of people have heard me in the past talk about the Remington Core-Lokt ammo. It's the green and yellow stuff you buy at Walmart. Typically, it's some of the cheapest ammunition you can buy. And in my experience, the factory ammunition is complete garbage. Now, I know you go and supposedly the stuff that they've been producing now here lately is so much better. It's amazing, and it's the best ammunition that's ever been made. I got it. Go watch Hootie Hoo. He's sponsored by Remington, and he shoots a ton of Remington factory ammunition, and it generally shoots pretty good for him. That's never really been the case for me. Anytime I've tried it in the past, it is shot terribly, no matter what gun I've shot it in. I get a lot of case, like splits in the neck, splits in the cases, just absolute garbage ammunition. Again, the stuff they make now might be better. But the Core-Lokt bullet itself is a really good bullet. It's a really good bullet to go, hunt some whitetail deer, pronghorn mule deer, probably go kill an elk with it and have no issues. It's just an overall a really solid, more traditional cup and core style bullet. And I got a couple of bags of them, so I just wanted to test them out, see how they do with this stuff. So we're gonna get right into it. The two powders, really it's just probably one powder that I'm actually going to pursue anything with, and that's gonna be the 4350. So we'll just kind of start there actually. So these are the three groups. I was shooting 3-shot groups just because of the sort of the brass that I had left over that was prepped and primed and all that. Had just enough to do 3-shot groups, three 3-shot groups with each powder. So I figured that would kind of give us at least a decent idea of, is this bullet powder combination even going to be worth pursuing, right? So 4350, this was the first group. And remember, the max charge was 57 grains. I started at 54, and I went in 1.5 grain increments. I know this one says 57. I actually shot that one last. It was first, second, third. That was kind of the order I shot them in. But this is the 54 grain charge weight. You can see 2,500 feet per second. That's not really that great of a group. Standard deviation 8.3, extreme spread 20.3. No point in measuring that. Moved over to the 55.5, so went up 1.5 grains. And you can see 2 right there, and then the third one here, 2552, so we gained 52 feet per second, standard deviation of 4, and extreme spread 9.9. And then the final, the 57 grain, that was the max charge of 4350. And again, that was showing on their bottle or on their data. And it's 168 grain Hornady hollow point boat tail. And they are loading, they're showing that cartridge overall length about 100 thousandths longer than what I was loading these. And they're still showing 2881 on the velocity. So they must be using a super long barrel. I got 2650.5, and that's with a 165 grain bullet, so 3 grains lighter of a bullet. The velocity numbers generally between long rifle and 4350, the velocity numbers were actually pretty good. Standard deviation 2.6, extreme spread 6.3, and this group actually measured dead on at 1 inch. So not bad, right? Velocities we're lagging way behind what their data is showing. So that's definitely something. And we're seated about 100 thousandths deeper into the case compared to, you know, what they're showing now. Of course, that 168 hollow point boat tail, it's probably a much longer bullet than what I'm using, but still, right? I'm seating these guys at 3.175, and they're showing like 3.270 over there on their overall length. So, yeah, definitely way off on our velocity. And I do intend to actually push this higher just to see what that looks like, if our accuracy will improve as we go up in charge weight, what our velocities look like. Are they going to fall apart? Is the group going to fall apart? You know, where does that kind of take place? Can we even remotely get close to the velocities that they show in their data? I doubt it, but we're going to give it a try. For long rifle, so this was the first group, second group, third group. For long rifle, started at 49 grains. For long rifle, obviously velocities are pretty low, pretty anemic. 2489.6, standard deviation 1.4, extreme spread 3.5, 3 shots. That group measured like 0.6 inches, but I don't care how good that group shoots. I'm not going to be loading a sub 2,500 foot per second load in 30-06 with a 165 grain hunting bullet. That's definitely not going to happen. Not when I'm over here, you know, with a different powder, you know, Superformance, and running the Hornady 180 grain CXs over 2,800 feet per second. So yeah. This was 50.5, so I went up 1.5 grains on this one as well, and we're at 2563 with standard deviation 7.3, extreme spread 16.3. Yeah, group's a little bigger, but you know, whatever. And then the last group, 52 grains. Not too bad on this group. It came in, whatever, I think it was like 1.2, 1.3 inches, something along those lines. Not bad though, not too terrible. 1.2 maybe, something like that. But there's the velocity numbers: 56, 23.2, standard deviation 8.4, extreme spread 19.9. So overall, out of those six groups, all were single digit standard deviations, decent extreme spreads. Of course, 3-shot sample sizes, so you got to take that with a grain of salt, right? These groups over here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Those were the match rifle. Not even going to pursue that. Okay, not even going to pursue it. And here's why. So they show a max charge 30-06 Springfield, 47 grains with a 168 grain bullet. Remember, we're shooting a 165 grain bullet, so we ain't that far off. So I went up. I actually exceeded their max charge by 0.5 grain. We hit 2706, which is close to actually what they show on their data with the 168 grain. They were showing 2730, so we're actually close. But look at these standard deviation and extreme spread numbers. Insane. SD of basically 75, 47, 43, extreme spread 175, 109, 92.5. So you can see the massive discrepancy between the velocity results or consistency over here with these two powders versus match rifle. So not exactly sure what was going on with that, because again, I did go up to the max charge that they had listed in their data and actually went just a hair beyond that. That just doesn't play well. That combination does not play well at all. 9 shots, not gonna look at anything else with this powder in 30-06. Don't care. We're gonna move on to these two. I really wanna focus in on this one, but I might end up testing long rifle as well. I think I've shot that a little bit in 6.5 Creedmoor, and that's about it. I haven't really tested these powders much in other cartridges, so if they have really good results here in 30-06, might as well just use them up, see how they do. So that's gonna be the plan moving forward. I'm going to load up some more 165 grain core locks. Might switch over to some 168 grain gold dots. I've got several of those, so I might actually switch over to those as well. But yeah, so you guys just kind of follow along. This is just some more 30-06, you know, reloading results for you guys to chew on, see what you think about it. Let me know if you've used match rifle for 30-06 and what type of results you've gotten. It's definitely a fast powder. It's basically a clone of Accurate 2520. So I'm sure that has something to do with it. Case fill, you know, the ratio of powder, you know, powder in the case versus the empty volume of the case, right? You're getting much better case fill with these two powders over here. So sure that has something to do with it, but I'd be interested to hear what type of results you guys have gotten with it if you've tried it. So let me know down in the comments, but appreciate you guys checking it out, following along, checking out the results of the latest range trip. So I've got to get the brass prepped now. Once I do that, I think, yeah, I need to load up a couple with the load that we settled on that How to Prep Your Rifle for Hunting Season little series. I need to load up a couple of those rounds, just take into the deer woods, kill something with it. But for the most part, I'm going to continue testing with these powders and that setup. So that's it. That's where I'm going to leave it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time. Y'all have a good one.